Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our playthrough of Motorsport Manager, Create a Club, Create a Team, GT Series, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I still haven't really got a proper name for it yet. Now, this is the penultimate episode of the season, and we are coming up to the end. Now, what I have decided to do, because I've done a little bit of research, and apparently your best parts carry over to next season, so your two best parts carry over. So we've only got one decent engine. So what I've done is I've decided to create another engine. Now, we do only have 2 races left, and we don't have that much time to improve the reliability and performance. And apparently the reliability and performance is what carries over. So that's what we're going to look at. We've also got this potentially risky part here. We don't want to get it banned, so I've decided to unfit it. Now, it is 121 compared to our 81, so these two will go through to next season as our starting parts. The brakes up here, these don't matter. They're spec brakes next season, so we're going to get two 150s, basically going to get 2 parts exactly the same as this. The engine I've made, I think, is going to be 85 in performance, so 41 and 85 is very risky, but apparently when you go through to next season, the risk disappears. Yeah. So there we go. Now, we are probably going to leave these on here for now. I'm going to keep these pushing just in case the engine turns out to be a little bit shit. That way, this doesn't really matter actually. You know what? We're just going to clear it. We're going to keep the reliability going, but we're going to clear the rest of it. In fact, we're going to take the brakes out of it because we don't even need to worry about the brakes anymore. And the suspension, fuck them. You know what? Bollocks. Let's clear it, and then when the new engine comes through, we're going to concentrate on that. Now, today's race is in Beijing, so we are going to pick Wan Chai, £450,000 if we get 9th or above in both qualifying and the race. Obviously, it's half of that if we get one or the other, like we did in the last race. I have pushed down our... See, he's still angry about it all. I've pushed down our amount of money that we push into, basically our savings for next season's car, to 300,000. That is to facilitate the cost of the engine. Now, at the start of next season, I will be creating a new engine. It's just so we've got something a little bit more competitive to start the season with, and that is what I'm worried about. It's getting anywhere to begin with at the start of next season. So that's what we're going to be looking at. Again, we don't have to worry about buying brakes for next season. We do have a couple of decent suspension parts. So the first thing we're going to do is look at gearboxes when we come into next... Well, after getting a new engine, we're going to look at gearboxes. Because we don't have any gearboxes built at all. And that could be something that's going to hold us back. So let's get into the practice. In Beijing, I've got a feeling we can do well on this particular race. So looking at this, we've got a few, I don't know actually, so we've got quite a lot of straights, a few sharp corners here, another sharp corner there. So I'm thinking we want to go into low speed corners, so we'll bring this up. Probably want a little bit of oversteer and probably something into acceleration. So we're going to see how that looks. We are going to go with soft tyres. I don't know how many laps it's going to be. I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere in the 30s. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to push into sort of slightly lower speed, maybe get up into the oversteers and push down into the acceleration. See how he feels about that. Oh, really snotty today. Sorry about this. We're going to stay on the softs with him, and then we're going to try and do our qualifying trim thing, maybe get some intermediates up, just so we've got something to work with next in the race should we need it. Now, we know this is going to happen. We know we're going to stay with the race trim. Doesn't need to matter there. Fuck off and fuck off. We set this all up a minute ago, so don't ask me about it again, please. So off they fuck. Engelhardt obviously is our stronger driver. He is definitely going to stay with us next season. Vosu, I'm not 100% sure. If we can find a better paid driver on a cheaper contract, we will take that. If not, we'll keep him. I'm half tempted to switch Engelhardt out for someone who has the marketability but pay contract if we can find someone right. So he's not happy at the ballast. So we will bring him in. In fact, we'll bring them both in very, very soon. They're not going to get a lap, but that's fine. We do have race trim and soft tyres out already, which is good to see. So this ballast... I think he said it was too far forward, didn't he? Do we want to set it back a little bit? Okay, it's fine. We can set that back. You're not happy with the handling, so let's go for understeer, I guess. And let's go back into top speed. Let's try and see if we can get the grate on the top speed, shall we? push that way a little bit. See how he feels about that. Keeping that the same. And you can go out. You're not happy with your steering, but you're good with everything else. So, I'm thinking we want to go that way there. Possibly this way here. And go quite a way in the other direction. Now, that does mean we need to modify that slightly there. And there. Now, I think that may cause some more happiness. Let's go to Engelhart. Vosu, I'm not as worried about. It's Engelhart is the guy who is going to win us the points. Engelhart's here just to facilitate the fact that we're paying out huge money for Engelhart. That's it. He is a free driver, Vosu, basically. Actually, no, he's like a plus money driver, really, if you think about it, because he's paying part of Engelhart's contracts. So, anything, boys, anything. Talk to me. Handling's better, cornering's better. Nice. So, it doesn't necessarily mean they're good, but it does mean they're better. We're about to get to level 2 on both the trim and the tyres. We'll let them go around another one, just so they've got a lap score on. Engelhart in 13th. We will push for both of them, just because. Speed balance is on the money. Nice to see. Let's bring them both in. We'll slow it down. We will send Vosu out on different tyres and on the qualifying trim. Just because we're that close to getting this sorted out. So great, poor, great. So we need to go a little bit further with the handling. What should we send him out on? Should we send him out on inters just in case, or should we send him out on mediums? I think we'll send him out on inters just on the off chance. So he really wasn't happy when it was up there, and it's poor when it's down here. So I'm thinking we need to go even further in. Let's get the cornering back down there. A slight improvement there, and like so. And we'll see how that one works out for him. So he'll go out in just a second. We're on good, and great here. So we're gonna keep him on the tyres, just to get the soft tyres up to level 3. Once he's done level 3, we'll bring him back in. Now, I think we need to go a little bit more into the high-speed corners. Probably there. Handling, that was all the way up here, so we're going to push it just that touch more. And as for the speed balance, I think that may get us the excellent. Which is that little bit far out on the handling and that little bit far out on the cornering. I feel like that may get us great and great, but we'll have a look. So, we're looking to get qualifying trim. Did we leave them both on mediums? On softs? I thought we put Vosu onto different tyres, actually. I thought we put them onto the inters. I'm wrong. Wait, am I? No, he is on inters. That is fine. So, this just in case it starts raining at the start of the next race, just so we've got something to work with. So, Engelhart is going to come in as soon as this. Yep, so we've got the knowledge is there. We're going to bring him in, see how he feels about these changes. We will get him on. I don't know if we're going to get him on inters or mediums yet. He's definitely going to go onto the qualifying trim, just to get us there. So that's gone down slightly. Let's have a look. Let's get you onto the 3 laps, just so you can push that bit. Get you on it. We'll get you on the inters just so we can guarantee our level 3 knowledge. So beforehand he was good, so we want to come back down the other way. So let's go back to this setup here. That's where we were. This is where we want it. Handling, I think we make a bigger shunt that way. And the speed balance, we'll try a little bit more into top speed. I feel like top speed might be, that might get us the excellent. It might be a little bit too much. I don't know. We'll find out shortly. But we have got qualifying to play around with it a little bit further should we need to. We do have level 3 soft tyres and race trim. These guys are going to go out on the inters, get to at least level 1 on both that and the qualifying. Let's get him to push harsh. He's going to come in, and then we'll try and get him sent straight back out. So let's go to Vosu. I don't know if he's going to be able to get a lap out of this, but we'll certainly send him out to begin with. Let's get you sent straight back out. Tyre choice going to stay the same. Everything else will stay the same. So great, great, great. I'm happy with that. Off you, fuck. You're happy with the gear ratios, are you? Lovely. Qualifying trim is level 1. We won't get level 2 on the inters or the qualifying, but it does help us out just that little bit, just in case. Fingers crossed. No, apparently Versi didn't actually get on the track, so he's not going to help, basically. That is a little bit unfortunate, but that 5% will come in handy when it comes into qualifying. So let's have a look. Let's see if we can get ourselves a decent position. Now, let's go to the car setup. We had excellent on the top speed, but the handling and the cornering has come down a little bit. So, having a look at the good, we need to go into understeer just that touch more. Let's get the speed balance just that right again. So that's where the good was. That's where the good was. Where did we go? We came down. So hopefully that'll do the job. Now, we're going to stay on the softs. We're going to send him out like so. Not going to change that. Out on the softs. So let's get the knowledge set up. So we're going to auto pick that. No, we're not using mediums. We are using softs. Same here, we're not using the wet foot tyres, we're going with soft and qualifying. Why would you even do that? Unless it's telling me something, unless it's telling me it's going to rain like 4 minutes in. I shouldn't imagine it will do though. So, disappear mate, disappear. Let's get you out as soon as possible. Same for you. Head on out. Let's get this on auto again. Let's try it with Vosu's. See what we can get here. I say I'm still messing around with this. Nah, not a clue. I think I'm getting the hang of it, slowly but surely, but let's get these guys around the track, see how we can get on, see where we're going to finish. We know we're going to go first and second because we were the first out. It is the usual case with us. We'll see how Engelhardt feels about these last minute changes. Vosu is that little bit slower. He does have the slightly worse car. We are getting pushed down straight away. We're not going to get our 9th place in this qualifier, I'm afraid. It's just how it is. Engelhardt holding up there in 6th. Vosu is very quickly getting pushed below our sponsor objective. But that is not surprising, really. Engelhardt will dip below it soon. He'll probably stay into Q2. So good, excellent. So we're going to push these guys just a little bit further. So where was he not happy? So let's go into these corners just a little bit harder. Or slower even. Handling. Where was the handling? Where was the handling poor? Handling was poor there. So if we can push just there, that may be the difference we need. That may be all we need. We're going to keep the speed balance the same. We're just going to mess around with that. Send out on the same tyres. You go out, mate. Same for you. Head on out. Same tyres. See if we can get a faster one. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Go auto. I'm not going to fuck around with that. We always fuck around with it, and we fuck it up. So Vosu is currently bottom with Engelhardt in 13th on these qualifiers. Now, we know that Vosu isn't very good. He did get perfect and perfect there though, so he will. This may help him on this flying lap. I didn't see what Engelhardt got. I was more focused on the fact that Vosu was perfect there. Doesn't necessarily mean anything at all. So Pernet has moved up there slightly. Vosu was not happy with that. He's still bottom. Engelhardt wasn't any faster either. It is a shame. We're not going to be able to get another lap out, but Engelhardt does go to Q2. Vosu will probably push up to 16th and then get knocked down to 18th and stay around about there in the next race, in the race itself. So let's get past all this bollocks, gentlemen. We've got 10 seconds. We know we can't send back out. Engelhardt got pushed down another position to 14th. Now, again, we don't know if the fine-tuning on his car is quite right. We may have completely fucked it up. We'll have a look. On the Cronenberg again tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I must warn you, must do it. I'm not an alcoholic. It's just that sometimes I like to relax with a beer of an evening. And while there's beer in the house, I will drink said beer. That's basically it. So, Landvik Island. Not really much else to say about Landvik and Olin, really, is there? We know they're the best drivers in this particular tournament. So, great and excellent. We're not quite there on the cornering. I feel we need to go a touch further this way. That may get us to the good. Now, we're going to go straight into wets. Looking at that, we're not even going to worry about inters. I'm sure I said wets. There we go. I'm not going to worry about inters. So, off you go. Everyone else is going to be going out on inters. We might actually make the most of us here. I mean, obviously, when I get their second lap, they'll be going out on wets. But you never know. They may stick with inters. We'll have a look, see how it goes. It is going to be a wet one. Absolutely going to be a wet one. People are changing it into wets. Some people staying on their inters. We're going to get a flying lap. And when it's probably going to, when we're probably going to want inters by the looks of things. At least we're going to start out on our wets. It's not going to take us 4 minutes to do this, so we may be able to do this with our wets. So we're coming up to the last third of the race. It's still very wet. So going wets is probably a good idea. He's happy. Said it felt like a good lap. And 1:14 in the wet. Olin is slower than us. Now that is good news. How are we going through to Q3? Now, obviously, going into Q3 doesn't necessarily mean we're going to hit our sponsor objective. If we can keep onto this, Gatto and Landvik are ahead of us already. If we can stay in Q3, we do get the opportunity to take this 225 grand. Now, we do need this 225 grand going in the next season. Cornering still not quite there. Push it that touch more. Can we get that speed balance down again? Handling. No. It's that fine-tuning balance, isn't it? That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So, is that going to be too much? It's going to be too much, isn't it? How about that? And then, like so. Maybe this will do the job. We don't know. So, it is starting to get drier out there again, so we will switch back to these softs with our 15% increase bonus. Might be able to get something else out of it. We just want to stay in a decent position, really. Going into this will be good. There will be faster ones behind, on this lap now, however, because everyone will be going on to the faster tyres, which is unfortunate. We don't know how much further we're going to slip down, and I can guarantee we will slip down. There you go, you hit a crack out of another beer. I hope you did. So he's going to go out, he's starting his lap. Hopefully we are now got great, excellent. We may have even got excellent, great, excellent. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be very, very good. Still sitting in third. Did set fastest sector there briefly. We've still got fastest sector here, albeit it will be very briefly. And that is not a bad 1 minute 6. That is good, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I know it was in a wet. Okamoto 1 minute 4, but we needed to do that. That was that much more improved. We see we've already pushed down. So 1:13, we'd be down here somewhere. So us going out for that lap on the soft tyres, definitely a good shout. And there we go. So we are going to Q3. We did go in 7th. Perhaps maybe we can get that again. If we can get 7th, get our 225 grand. That'd be good, wouldn't it? That'd be very good. Very, very good. Fosu still down to 20th. Fosu's still shit. White in 1st. Blimey. White's normally up in the 5th. Olin out in 13th. Partanen, Naito, these are guys that are usually well up there in the top 3. So, let's go into Q3. Let's take the qualifying session. Yes, we know it's Beijing. You don't need to tell me every time. So, what's the weather looking like? Weather's looking dandy. Great, great, excellent. We're not going to mess around with that anymore. We will go out on these softs. We do have 5 sets of softs available to us. Off you go, mate. Do a good one. We are going to let him do this himself. We're not going to fuck around with it as per. Fingers crossed for a perfect and a perfect, or at least a good and a good. It's not going to happen. He's already overheating on both, actually. We're going to get an overheated and a good by the looks of things. Oh, overheated and perfect. Better than a kick to the cock, as we say, or at least as I say. So we will bring him in after this lap. He's going to come in after this lap regardless. Fastest sector, but we are the first people out. Well, it's stayed fastest sector still. Fastest second sector. We lost the fastest first sector. Do have the fastest second and third sector, but that's obvious. 1 minute 5. It's not bad. That's not bad at all. How are we looking weather-wise? Still looking dry. We are getting pushed down straight away, and that is to be expected. But if you remember right, there you go, Minza and Gatto are slower than us. So as things stand, we will be going in, if everyone's faster than us. Well, Christ. And we're going to do our normal thing. We're going to bide our time. Actually, no, we're going to go bang out. And then we're going to switch into the tyres just as he comes in. I think we can get another race out of this, another lap, just to see if we can get that. I mean, we're in 6th at the minute. I just want to consolidate this position. I would like to take the 225 grand. If we can get him in, get him on new tyres and try to send him out, so we've got the fresh tyres again, even better. Because the tyres we've got on at the minute are fucked. Now, we should be able to get him in and onto new tyres. Going by a minute 5, minute 6, we have got that time to get round, I would say. See what it's like at the end here. We should be able to get him in, get him out on fresh tyres. Pretty lame. Doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. You done a good one last time round. I think we're going to be keeping this position. Fingers crossed Gatto stays shit. Or at least Minter stays shit. One of these two, or any of these 4, can stay shit. So let's get this slowed down, because we need to get him onto these tyres and then send him out so he's on those tyres. I think that's how it works anyway. Fingers crossed. Send you out, send you out, send you out. Get you on the softs. Off you fuck. There he goes. Will that have worked? Now, we have come in 6th. We have hit our target. That is fucking joyous. I'm saying that. People are in lap. These guys have finished. Yeah, we've got our target. So that's 225 grand in the kitty. Now, as I say, I reduced the financial input to our next season's car by half to 300,000. If we was to come 9th in this now, or higher, I think we actually make money for this race. I think. I'm 90% sure. I have to double check. But there is Landvik, the Chrysler, Okamoto, Barnaby White, Giuliani in the top 5. Olin down to 13th. Now Olin, we know, is just going to go boof, up to the top. Good effort from Blue Ball Racing. It was a fantastic effort. Sync 1 out here, but after today's solid qualifying performance, I fancy Blue Ball Racing for a win. I don't. Painting the room the same colour as your car. Other half's not happy. I wouldn't. Well, I don't know. Apart from the lime green, the colours of our car are actually quite classy, I would say. So, oh look at that. How wet are we looking? I don't think it's going to stay wet for long. So, we are going to go soft. Or do we want to go medium? We're going to go mediums and race trim. Actually saying that, first of all, let's have a look at this. It is 38 laps. 38 laps. How many laps do we get on our mediums? 15. So it will be a free stopper, won't it? Free stopper regardless. And that'll be 4 stopper. We're going to go with the medium, so we're going to get him to do a 3 stopper, a 2 stopper even. That's going to stay the same. How many laps do you get out of this again, mate? 13 to 15. We've got 14 to 16 out of those, so we're not going to go into this because I think that's going to dry out very, very quickly. We will lose that. So again, I've forgotten now. 13 to 15. So if we go with 17 laps worth of fuel and push, let's go back to the knowledge here. Soft tyres and race trim. Yep. Let's get you here. We're going to get you on the soft tyres. We will be doing probably 3 pit stops with you, I should imagine. Yeah. Hopefully at least 3. At least 3, at most 3. So let's get you down onto 13 laps of fuel, just to make sure. That's fine. So, driver strategy. We are going to go push and overtake, especially for young Versu here. Driver strategy. Oh, don't need to tell me that. I know that shit. I was hoping it's going to tell me a bit about him. Oh, no, we did it. So, overtaking 6, adaptability, cornering is terrible, braking is terrible, we know. He's just so good. We're going to have to hold on to him next season. Maybe get rid of this guy, get someone a little bit better, but yeah. Smoothness has dropped down, actually, if you look there. He was at 20 for smoothness at one point, and he's down to 19. Still not bad, though. Feedback at 20. Let's get this race started. Yes, we don't have correct tyres, but I'm confident. As we said, Landvik for Kreuzer, Okamoto White, Giuliani, and then us. Whoa, here we go. Here we go. So, poor start from Engelhardt. It's already dropped down a place, 2 places, 3 places. Vosu, yeah, he's leading up the back. But what we've got to remember, guys, yeah, it's fine. Vosu's up to 16th, and Engelhardt's in 9th. We do have the wrong tyres at the minute, but as you can see, it's very, very quickly going to dip down back into decent weather. And I don't want, well, I say that, we should have probably gone out in, as I didn't realise it was up to like the 10th lap. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Minster with the fastest lap, us in 10th. Vosu has gone up to 14th. Now, we are going to come back neutral on these tyres. We're going to stay high on the fuel. Fuck off. It's going to get better soon, mate. We'll lose a few positions. Don't worry, it's going to get better soon. I hope. I really should have stayed on the Inters, shouldn't I? Oh well, never mind. Cato the fastest lap. We've got 13th and 15th, 12th and 15th. We are going to start using our power mode in a bit. We're going to wait till, let's get on to the medium speed here. 13th, 15th. Engelhardt's going to use his very, very shortly. Just as we're coming up to this pack. Let's go. Same for you, Vosu. Take it off the power and give it a bit of welly again. Go on. There we go. Let's get you up into 14th, mate. Go on. See, as we can see, it's going to start drying out again soon. Our tyres are going to come into play. We're going to get... How many laps in we in? I reckon 4 laps, 60%. We're going to get at least 8 laps out of that. We're going to have to come back with you. We need you to go that a little bit further on yours. Engelhardt has pushed up into 12th again. Vosu sitting there in 15th. Will he overtake or undertake even? Not quite. Engelhardt still just hanging back a little bit more. 12th and 15th. I mean, I know we've dropped 6 positions, but I would take 12th and 15th. Seriously. So conserve your tyres, mate. It's going to try and get that a little bit more out of you. Landvik with the fastest lap. Landvik up into 5th. Where is Olin? Olin's down at 14th. That's surprising. Olin's just a freak, to be honest. He should be way up here, or she should be way up here, should I say. Vosu looks like he could undertake here. He could get another position. Yes, mate, we are going to be okay at these fuel levels. In fact, you're going to go neutral. Maybe see if you can catch up. Don't fucking worry about it, you prick. It's a long race. Engelhardt to push, and for you, Vosu. See if you can get round number 14 on the track. Engelhardt is catching up with 11th. As you can see, our soft tyres, well, medium tyres in this case, are coming into play. Now, let's conserve a little bit on Vosu. He is on 7th lap. We know he's going to be doing a few pit stops. Probably 3. It is 38 laps, so we want to try and get to the 9th lap before we bring him in, if we can help it. No, mate, no, because I suppose it's better. I don't want to fuck you up too much, though. So we're up into 9th now, up into 8th even. Engelhardt is now going to push around for 7th. Yeah. Vosu in 11th. He's going to push, maybe overtake into 10th if we're lucky. Engelhardt is still pushing in 7th. There's going to be some people coming into pit relatively soon. So we're not going to boost along the back here. We're going to wait until people have pitted and try and use our boost to zip past them. Now, we are on the 9th lap. Vosu is going to have to come in for the for the soft tyres, or should we get him on the mediums? Just give him that little... No, we will get him on the soft tyres. We're going to give him another 11 laps worth of fuel. Or should we give him 12? No, we'll give him that. High conditions looking good. Don't need to recharge the battery. We'll take that. Yeah, we'll be battering Corralo. That's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about that. Let's get up to Engelhart. We know people are going to start pitting soon. That's the thing. See, Sixth already going to look into pitting. The Kreuzer is. Higgins, no. Landvik and Okimoto aren't. But we do know that some people are. So let's give it a bit of welly along the back here. And you. I don't know why I've done that. I keep mixing these two up. That's really annoying. Engelhart in 5th. We're going to get a couple more laps out of him, I feel. That's a good pit stop for us there. Vosu is going to come out in 19th, unfortunately. He's going to stay just ahead of 20th. Engelhart. We know that Higgins is pitting. We can see that with the green marker. Everyone else in front of us has also pitted. We're going to give it a little bit of welly. The only person that hasn't is Olin. Now, Olin, as you can see, has gone from 14th up to 2nd. Olin will be pitting, though, I believe. Apparently not. So, hopefully we can hold on to this little bit of positioning here. Vosu is coming up into 18th. He has just overtaken Wilson for that position. Engelhart's going to go at least one more lap. And then he's going to come in. Let's get him around the corner here. And then he's going to get overtaken in just a quick second. So we've got 28 laps remaining. We've done 11 laps on those tyres. I was hoping to get more out of that. But we did push a long way, I'm guessing, didn't we? 13 to 15, and we were on the wrong. That's fine. Let's go for 17 laps worth of fuel. And we'll go conserved. We'll take a risky one, just hopefully come out in 15th, maybe even 14th. We will get overtaken just shortly. We can see that they're attacking. Let's give it a little bit of welly along the back here. Same for Vosu. Vosu up into 10th now, dropping down to 11th again. So, with Vosu, we are going to go conserve. He is going to try and get these... In fact, we're going to go conserve and high. Let's get you to attack and overtake, coming it into the pit, and then drop down to neutral and overtake. So fingers crossed here we get a nice fast clean pit. Got good up there, off target. Yep, good across the board. That is good to see. We have kept down into 15th, probably 16th. No, that's fine. Vosu was up into 17th. He's still got a nice bit of charge. So has Engelhart. Let's keep an eye on this weather. Staying dry for now. A little bit of water still on the track. That's not an issue. That is not an issue. So we're going to have to bring his tyre conservation down. We're going to stay in attacking mode, however. So let's give it a little bit of welly. Try to catch up with these guys. Come around here. That's fine. Same for Vosu. So 14th and 16th at the minute as it stands. Now, as you can see, we've got more people coming in. Celio is going to have to pit soon. Parnet, possibly. These guys probably got a couple more laps and they're going to pit in soon, so it means we should start bumping back up into the sponsorship objective. Now, have we just dropped a position? I can't tell. I don't think we have. I'm not sure. So he wants a bit more push on his tyres, so do you. That's fine. We can go up to neutral just for a little while. We're going to bring Vosu in on around about the 19th lap, maybe 18th. We'll see how his fuel lasts. Engelhart, obviously, we want to try and get to maybe the 25th lap. And then, hopefully, we can get him out on one set of tyres to finish the race. We do have someone in the pit. It is Cellier. He or she was first at one point. So, you know, so were we. It's one of these things. Olin up in third still. Landvik in second. This is not surprising. Giuliani's not a bad driver either. We have pushed up into 13th and 14th after overtaking. There will be a couple more drivers coming in shortly, I should imagine. No one ahead of us. Maybe Mincer and Gatto. No, apparently not. We are going to hold on to our charge, our boost. We're going to wait until we get round the corner here in 13th and 14th still. Once we get around here, I'm pretty sure at least Mincer and Gatto is going to have to pit soon. Maybe we can go for one more from him. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But we're going to wait till our boost is fully charged. And we're going to hit it around about here for both drivers and watch them fucking zip round. So 13th has dipped in, who's now 14th, has dipped in, 13th at the time, or 14th at the time, is now 16th, which is Pernet. Norris has also pitted. Engelhart still going good. Tyres here, Not brilliant. I don't want you to burn through them too much though. Let's switch you down to a medium pace and a push. As soon as you're around a corner, yeah, okay, we'll get you pushing. That's fine. As soon as you've gone past the pit, you are going to come in onto mediums again. And we're going to give you another 13 laps worth of fuel. And you're going to stay pushing all the way around. If we go like that, that's fine. We'll do that. I'm going to save Vossu's charge for his little charge, shall we say. Yes, fuck off. Keep questioning me about the fuel. There's a reason I'm doing it this way. The tyres don't last that long. Admittedly, we could probably do quicker pit stops if we went heavier with the fuel from the off. So, a little bit of boost there for Engelhardt. He's up into 11th. Vossu is sitting here in the pit. He is getting knocked down in the positions, but it's fine. Someone else is pitted as well. He's back on 17th. Can he stay ahead of 19th going out? Not quite, but who got that blue flag? 18th. Allo got a blue flag there. So did we, actually, but never mind. Engelhardt back up into 8th. Engelhardt's going to go probably 7 more laps. Maybe 5 more laps. We should bring him up onto his last tyres. He is now up into 8th. Vossu in 17th. Vossu is going to give it a little bit of welly along the back here. That's my favourite little phrase in this. Give it some welly. Same for Engelhardt here. Engelhardt, I feel... Actually, no, he's not. He's going to hold on to his position. These guys ahead of us are going to pit relatively soon. And I want us to be able to charge past them when that time gets here. You come down on your tyres. Oh, fuck. It's going to rain. Now, we fucked up with Vossu, but that's fine because he's terrible. Let's push along the back here. Let's get you to push along here. How are we looking? Right, so Engelhardt's going to go one more, and then he is going to go on to wets. So we're going to actually tell him to pit on this one for the wets. And then we're going to give him 19 laps worth of fuel. I know it's going to be a little bit too much. 16 laps remaining, actually. So let's give him 18 laps worth of fuel. We're coming out around about there. We're going to go with a balanced pit because it doesn't really matter. We could possibly go for a safe one. In fact, what does that say there? Stay balanced. But he's going to come in on this one, so we're going to have to attack. I know it's going to be a little bit risky with the water, but we are going to have to attack. Yeah, I know, mate, I know. I want you to just push that a little bit more. So, he's just got ahead of those guys. We are literally going to bring him in on wets, and that is it. We're not going to give him any extra fuel. Apparently we are. 17. How many okay, fair enough, that's fine. We were going to have to pit extra again anyway. We're going to put you on a balanced. So, Vossu, you need to use your charge along the back there. Hopefully get something out of this. Going to keep Engelhardt hanging back with the charge. All of these guys ahead of us are so far ahead of us, it's not going to make any big difference to us. We're going to have to let them keep going. They are going to pit for their tyres, I know that much. We got a decent one there. We're going to go push on the tyres. These have got to last us all the way through. But we are going to go heavy with the attacking. Now, can we get another good pit? We can. Are you going to come out of there in good stead? Yeah, I suppose. 15th. 15th's fine coming out. 9th, we're still on target for our sponsorship. We have got 10th on our arse, though. 10th are on their tyres already. Do have a few people ahead of us. Falco Engelhardt is locked up, apparently. Why would you want to come in for inters when I'm giving you wets? I don't get it. It's going to get really fucking wet soon. Don't worry about it. No one's coming in on the inters. There's quite a few people still out there on their mediums, actually. Now, second, third, or who were second and third, and now fourth, have come in. I should imagine that 6th and 7th will also come in. We may be able to make the most of this here. So let's go attack. Let's give it a little bit of a shunt there. Hopefully we can gain up a little bit of traction with them. There we go. We're up into 7th now. We've got 10th on our arse, who is now 8th, obviously. Vossu sitting back here. Who has he got ahead of him? None of these guys are coming in, except maybe Partanen. Partanen has come in, actually. But he'll be going out before Vosu gets anywhere near him. But Vosu can try to catch up. So Engelhardt is the man we want going with this. We are going to get him to go neutral again, just because we need his tyres to last the next 11 laps. So let's switch down to strategy. Up into 7th still. We do have 8th on our ass. 8th being Mr. White himself. He got pole position in the qualifying. So we know he is good. He is going to undertake us here on the inside. Let's give it a little bit of shunt. Try to get ahead of him again. It's not going to make much of a difference. He did collide with us there, I think. If we stay on the inside, yes, we can. Just that little bit of a shunt. No, not quite good enough. We are going to switch down to 8th. 9th is gaining us. 9th being Cellier. But as long as we finish above 9th, that's good for us. Vosu, where are you, Vosu? You just lost a position, so you better pull your finger out and get back up into it. He has gained his position back. 13th is a long way ahead. I can't see us gaining anything more. 15th might be a viable position for Vosu, who, considering he started 20th on the grid, I'm happy with that. So I don't think anyone else is going to pit for this, so I'm pretty sure it's now about consolidating our position. So let's get you to push to get your tyres a little bit warmer again, give you a bit more traction, give you a little bit more fighting chance. 14th has zipped away from Vosu. Lay, again, we know Lay is pretty good and we've got a shit car. So tyre temp's getting a little bit high here for Mr. Engelhardt. We're going to drop him down. 8 laps to go now. We've got 10 laps worth of fuel. We are going to bring him back onto high. Same for no, Vosu is up into 14th again now, so I don't really want. I'll try and get him past 13th if we can before we do anything along those sort of lines. Have enough fuel to keep us going. We will go neutral on the tyres, however. Get a bit of lightning going on now. I'm glad we switched to the wets instead of Yinters. These guys are dumb. They do not know what they're talking about. I wouldn't be surprised if this race gets called. I would be surprised if this race gets called off, especially this position. Philip Taylor has locked up. Taylor down in 16th. That's good news for Vosu. It means that he's even further behind. We're on a tail of 13th here. We are on 13th's arse. So hopefully he can gain a little bit of position here. Can we keep away from 9th though with Engelhardt? I know we should probably look at Vosu a bit more. I know I tend to concentrate on Engelhardt, but Engelhardt is the bad driver. They're not going to be given equal status when it comes to next season if they both stay. Engelhardt I definitely want to keep. Vosu, if we can find a better paid driver, we'll find a better paid driver and we'll go with that driver. We do need to get a new reserve driver, however. I don't want us to find out that we've got a knackered up guy. We're going to get a young one though. We're going to get a young one with loads of potential. That is the plan. So excess fuel has gone. So let's switch down to medium here with Vosu. Excess fuel. We've still got excess fuel on young Engelhardt here. He's actually older than Vosu, if I remember rightly. So that's fine. We're going to keep him pushing. Let's switch to Vosu. I know I said we don't really go into it. Okay, mate. Okay, you push for a little bit, but don't fuck it up. Let's push here as well. I'm assuming that this guy has been blue flagged a couple of times. That's what I can imagine. Let's have a look at you. Try and catch up onto 13th, mate. Switch back to Engelhardt. Engelhardt is pulling away from 9th a little bit, but unfortunately 7th is pulling away from Engelhardt too. And this is because of our shit engine. Now, hopefully, cross your fingers, ladies and gentlemen, this engine that we got being built at the minute, we can actually get performance up to a decent level, ready for next season. Vosu has lapped 20th. 15th has got in and is now down to 19th by the looks of things. 19th's gone into. So we should be far enough ahead with Vosu for that not to be an issue. We'll switch back up to high. Tyre wear is getting pretty bad. You talked about it. Let's go back up, mate. No, you're not going in for fresh tyres. In fact, you're both going on to a lower. You're both going back up, mate. Sorry. You've only got a handful of laps left to go. Vosu is up to 12th now, and everyone else is pitting for some reason because their tyres are fucked. We may be able to make the most of this. Now, we do have excess fuel. We do have 4 laps worth of fuel going. I know, Vosu, I know your tyre temperature's low, but you need to stay on them. So do you, Vosu. So don't fuck this up. You've got the opportunity here to potentially get... If 11th... Did we just drop shitloads of positions? I thought we were higher than this. Oh, we're looking at fucking wrong person, aren't we? Fuck's sake. So Engelhardt here. Who's he got ahead of him? Is Okimoto there? Probably not. been blue flag for going through the middle. Vosu has got the opportunity though to maybe catch up onto 11th. Vosu, you need to stick it up. We are on the final lap now, however, which is always good to see. I say we're on the final lap. First is right behind us. Look, this is Olin. Do you remember what Olin was when he started? It was down to 14th, and he is now going to lap us, and we're in 7th. Crazy good driver. So, where are we looking? We are not going to get caught up to 6th, unfortunately. We will get a 7th, which is a nice finish. That is a fantastic little finish, actually, for Engelhart. Which does mean we get our 450 grand in total from our sponsors for this race. Let's give Vosu a little shunt along the back here, try and stay ahead of 13th. And that's 12th for Vosu, which I think is his best finish for a while. Not a bad result. And that is a fucking excellent result for us as well. It seems like wet weather is our saviour, almost. I don't know if you've noticed this, guys, but we seem to do better in shittier weather. Now, that's probably because our parts are that bit worse, and you get a bit more wear out of the wet tyres, and we do seem to go for like longer distances on the pit. That being said, everyone else has done a similar thing. Engelhart 14 laps on his wets, same as Olin. Olin did lap us though, so we did end up doing 1 lap less. Just one of those things. Vosu also got 14 laps on his wet. We were struggling towards the end of those 14 laps, so let's have a look at the Constructor Championship and the Drivers' Championship. So I've never actually stopped to have a proper look at the Drivers' Championships, have we? So Lars Olin, Landvik and Verkreuzer all in top 3 there. Fastest lap was Yang Lei, so he gets bonus points there. In fact, I think he gets 2 bonus points for that. So Olin is top, 185 points, with Landvik in 2nd, with Verkreuzer in 3rd. Now, we knew that was going to happen. Nakata Performance got 4th and 5th, with Okimoto and Naito. Barnaby White with Scanstrom GT is in 6th. Sally Higgins with Team Nordhagen is in 7th. Now, I don't know how much more that increases, pushes them ahead in the Keats Performance. I should imagine that Scanstrom and Nordhagen are the top 2. Yang Lei with Grand Slam Motorsport. Oh, sorry about that. Blew into the microphone a little bit there. 2 for partner in Marshall GT. Bindo Giuliani in Yuma Race Team, and Nina Cellier in Orleans AMR. Now, I don't know if you can remember, Falco joined us quite late, and so did Jakub Vosu, and they've already pushed ahead quite a few guys here. So, Nakata Performance are in 3rd, Team Nordhagen 2nd, Scanstrom GT in 1st, us in 6th. We're well ahead of expectations. Only 3 points behind Marshall GT with 1 race to go. And that is the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. So if you did enjoy it, please give it a like and a subscribe. Leave me a little comment, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye-bye.